Hey guys, today's update is a major one that's been circulating widely in both K-pop and Korean legal circles. It's about something serious, but also something that shows just how important truth, reputation, and accountability are in the entertainment world. In November, the appeals phase officially begins in the lawsuit between BTS members Kim Taehyung, Jeon Jung Kook, and their agency BigHit Music against the operator of the YouTube channel Taldeok Camp. This legal case has drawn intense attention since last year, not only because it involves two of the world's most famous idols, but also because it tackles an issue that's been plaguing the digital space: malicious online rumors and defamation for profit. Let's break it down clearly. Earlier this year, in February 2025 KST, the Seoul Western District Court, Civil Division 12, handed down its first judgment. The court ruled in favor of BigHit Music, Taehyung, and Jungkook, recognizing that the operator of the Taldeok Camp channel had repeatedly uploaded defamatory videos containing false and harmful claims targeting the artists and their company. The court ordered the operator, identified publicly only as A, to pay damages totaling around $56,000. That's approximately 51 million KRW to BigHit Music, 10 million KRW to Kim Taehyung, and 15 million KRW to Jeon Jung Kook, plus additional statutory interest and legal costs. However, despite the clear ruling, the defendant refused to accept the outcome and filed an appeal, moving the case into a new phase that's now set to begin this November. The first appellate hearing is officially scheduled for November 14th, 2025 KST at the Seoul Western District Court. But before we talk about what's next, let's revisit how all of this started. The Taldeok Camp channel rose to notoriety in the early 2020s by posting sensationalized and malicious videos about idols and celebrities, often presenting personal attacks or false rumors as news. Between 2021 and 2024, it uploaded numerous clips targeting not just BTS members, but also other well-known artists, actors, and influencers. Many of these videos were monetized through YouTube's ad system, meaning the operator was profiting directly from content built on defamation and hate. By early 2024, BigHit Music decided enough was enough. After months of internal investigation and collaboration with cybercrime authorities, the company announced that it had identified the individual running the channel. In March 2024, BigHit, along with V and Jungkook, filed a civil suit for damages totaling around 90 million KRW, about 67,000 USD. They also requested a criminal investigation to reopen, emphasizing that the operator's actions were not only defamatory, but also part of a systematic pattern of online abuse meant to harm their artists and reputation. The court took the allegations seriously. During the first trial, BigHit's legal counsel argued that the defendant's behavior went far beyond simple online commentary. They presented evidence showing that the channel deliberately manipulated content to spread falsehoods, mockery, and personal attacks in order to draw traffic and profit. The videos, which included misleading titles, voiceovers, and speculative claims about BTS members' private lives, were found to have violated portrait rights, personality rights, and the business interests of BigHit Music. The agency's legal team stated, quote, "Court findings and prosecution announcements confirmed that the defendant's channel functioned as a cyber wrecking outlet. Its sole intent was to insult, defame, and monetize through the humiliation of others." End quote. They further argued that such conduct not only harmed the artists personally, but also interfered with BigHit's ongoing business, damaged brand partnerships, and had a measurable negative impact on public trust and the artist's mental health. However, the defense for A strongly denied these claims. Their lawyer countered by saying, quote, "The plaintiff's damages claim lacks legal foundation. Even if some form of liability were hypothetically recognized, the amount of compensation demanded is excessively high." End quote. They also attempted to argue that there was no direct causal relationship between the YouTube videos and the fluctuations in HYBE stock prices, a point that BigHit's side had raised as part of their argument about reputational damage affecting company value. The defense concluded that the lawsuit overestimated the impact of online comments and that copyright or personality rights were not substantially infringed. After a careful review of evidence, testimonies, and digital records, the court ruled decisively in favor of BTS's side in February 2025, confirming that the uploaded content met the legal definition of defamation and insult under Korean civil law. The judge also recognized the emotional stress suffered by Taehyung and Jungkook as valid grounds for individual compensation, which is why they each received direct awards separate from BigHit's corporate claim. After this ruling, the defendant filed an appeal, claiming the initial judgment was unfair and excessive. The case was referred to mediation on June 16, 2025, in an effort to reach a settlement outside court. But after a mediation session held on July 21, 2025, talks collapsed without agreement, leading to the decision to proceed to a full appeals trial. Now, as of November 2025, both sides are preparing to revisit their arguments. The appellate court's task is to re-examine evidence, assess whether the original judgment was justified, and determine if the damages awarded were appropriate under Korean law. Observers believe the court will likely maintain the earlier ruling unless the defendant can provide new, compelling evidence that the videos were either not defamatory or were protected under freedom of expression, which legal experts say is highly unlikely given the malicious tone and repetitive targeting documented in the content. It's important to note that the Taldeok Camp channel has already been removed from YouTube. The platform itself took action after multiple community violations and reports of harassment. However, this doesn't erase the years of damage caused by the channel's videos, which circulated widely and left emotional scars on both the artists and fans who had to repeatedly witness false narratives about their idols. For BTS fans, this case isn't just about money or court rulings. It's about setting a precedent. It's about protecting artists from cyberbullying and online defamation that's often dismissed as fan gossip. Over the past few years, K-pop companies have stepped up to take more decisive legal action, recognizing that harmful online behavior can have very real consequences. What makes this case particularly significant is that both Taehyung and Jungkook chose to be named plaintiffs alongside their agency. That move sends a strong message. They are not only defending their reputation, but also standing up for all artists who have been victims of digital hate campaigns. Their decision reflects courage and determination to bring accountability into the entertainment industry. Legal analysts in Seoul have pointed out that this ongoing case could influence how future defamation lawsuits involving celebrities and online creators are handled. If the appellate court upholds the original ruling, it will reinforce a growing legal trend in Korea, one that prioritizes the mental well-being and personal dignity of public figures over the misuse of free speech as a cover for harassment. As we wait for the November 14th hearing, public sentiment overwhelmingly supports BTS's side. Korean netizens and international fans alike have expressed frustration at how online hate culture has grown unchecked. Many fans on community platforms wrote messages like, "No one should profit from spreading lies," and "We support V and Jungkook for standing up for themselves." Even beyond the fandom, this case is sparking broader conversations about the responsibility of content creators. YouTube and other platforms have faced growing pressure to implement stricter measures against channels that build their audience by spreading rumors or attacking public figures. So, what happens next? If the appellate court upholds the first ruling, the defendant will be legally required to pay the damages plus accrued interest and costs, bringing this 2-year legal battle closer to closure. If the defendant continues to appeal to the Supreme Court, the case could extend further. But experts note that appeals based on factual disputes rather than procedural errors have a very low chance of success in Korea's higher courts. Regardless of the outcome, one thing is certain: BTS's commitment to truth and justice remains unwavering. Both Taehyung and Jungkook have continued focusing on their art, showing resilience and professionalism amid the noise. Their silence throughout the ordeal spoke volumes, choosing legal action over public confrontation and grace over retaliation. This case, while rooted in law, is ultimately a reminder of something deeper: that fame doesn't make anyone immune to harm, and that protecting one's dignity is as important as creating music that inspires millions. And that's all for today's update, guys. We'll keep following the story as it develops, especially when the appeals hearing begins on November 14th, 2025. Stay tuned, keep supporting with love and positivity, and remember, protecting artists' integrity is part of supporting them. This has been your update on BTS's V and Jungkook versus Taldeok Camp, a story about truth, accountability, and courage in the face of hate. Army, quick pause before we keep going. If you're loving these BTS updates, don't forget to smash that subscribe button, hit the notification bell, and join our family of global fans. That way, you'll never miss a single record-breaking moment. All right, let's jump back into the story.